Hello children. So today we shall continue with the same lesson, that is chapter 5, okay, major crops. So in the previous class we have learned about agriculture. As you know, it's one of the oldest, okay, one of the oldest occupation of the world. And we are also aware of the fact that, okay, food is essential for all of us, as in we cannot survive without the food. So the continuous use of land for agriculture purpose, like with the use of chemicals, the fertilizers and all, in the long run will lead to land degradation. And if the land is degraded, it will lead to food shortage, or you can say it leads to the decline in the production of the food grain. Then what would happen if the production of the food grain decline, isn't it? Obviously, it's a scarcity of food, right? So like this particular situation, okay, it had occurred, or it did occur in the past in many places of the world. So therefore, the scientists, the agriculture scientists, they all came together to find the solution. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about the father of Green Revolution. It's Norman Borlaug. So he's an American agronomist. Okay, he's American agronomist. So what he did means, like, he developed the wheat seed, okay, that was resistant to diseases, and he like carried out many experiments in Mexico, and within 20 years, okay, within 20 years, the production of wheat increased rapidly. So this change or the transformation in the production of wheat is referred to as a Green Revolution. So who is the father of Green Revolution? He is Norman Borlaug, who is also who is an American agronomist. Okay, and in India also, okay, in India also it was started in as early as 1960s in the state of Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh. And yeah, M.S. Swaminathan is referred to as the father of the Green Revolution in India. Okay, so who is the father of Green Revolution in India? M.S. Swaminathan. So in India also, okay, there was a total transformation in the production of food grains due to Green Revolution. Like at present, okay, India is self-sufficient in the production of two important crops, that's rice and wheat. So now let us see the meaning. What do you mean by Green Revolution? So Green Revolution means is a revolution in the field of agriculture, where the production of food grains increased rapidly. Okay. So see here, it is an effort made to increase agricultural production to meet the grain demand of the country. So where the production of the food grain increased rapidly. Now let's see the features of the Green Revolution. So here, number one, use of HYV seeds and chemical fertilizers. That means under Green Revolution, okay, they emphasize the use of high yielding variety of seeds along with the chemical fertilizers so as to increase the production. Number two, use of insecticides and pesticides were also encouraged. Number three, consolidation of land holding, that is reallocation of the land holding. Then number four, better irrigation facilities, that means like water, provision of water. As you know, water is very important for crops. Then number five, providing agricultural credit, finance to the farmers so that they can buy the good quality seeds and also the modern tools and implements. Now let's see the merits and demerits of Green Revolution in India. First, let's see the merits. Number one, the Green Revolution has resulted in a higher yield due to the use of HYV seeds. That means more production due to the use of good quality seeds. Number two, the use of machines like harvesters, tractors and threshers have made plowing and harvesting faster as well as easier. Then number three, higher yield, that means more production, enable the farmers to sell the surplus food in the market and earn more. Then number four, the diet means the food intake of the rural communities is now more varied. That means it's changed, okay, it's diverse. Then next is your local infrastructure has been upgraded. Infrastructure means the facilities. So it has been upgraded to accommodate a stronger market approach. That means they can easily sell the produce, or they can easily take the produce or whatever product, okay, to the market areas. Then next point is employment has been created in industries supplying farm with inputs. That means those tools which are required by the farms, okay, means the farmers. Then the last one is higher return. That means in return they are getting more, isn't it? They are earning more. So higher returns have justified a significant increase in irrigation. So these are some of the positive impact or the merits of green revolution. Now let's see the demerits or the negative impact of green revolution in India. Number one, it's expensive or it's costly. Now why it's costly? Because high inputs of fertilizers and pesticides are required to increase the production. So it's quite costly, okay. Then the second point is, so HYV seeds require more weed control, and these are often like they're easily attacked. These HYV seeds are easily attacked by the insects, pests and diseases. Then number three, the gap, okay, the widening the gap, income gap in the farming community. Like middle and high income farmers, okay, they have often benefited much more than the low income farmers. Then next one, mechanization has increased rural unemployment. So most of the works in the village, okay, are done by the machines. So therefore, it has resulted in unemployment. Then some of the HYV seeds, okay, they have an inferior taste. So these are some of the demerits of green revolution or the negative impact of green revolution.